Driving down the road, and I didn't want to forget. Execution is everything. Execution is everything. If you're going to do something, you're going to get more done than somebody that don't. Man, it sounds like one of the word salads. Sounds like one of the things a politician would say. What we're trying to tell you is, I think this deal is said that Chevrolet's tearing down their facilities in China, and in the comments somebody said, yeah, they already stole their IP, intellectual property. It's like, yeah, but even with the IP, they still couldn't make quality V8s. And I kind of think they did that on purpose. I think China has the ability to make stuff for them, and then they have different tolerances to make stuff for everybody else. But they might just be shitty at everything. And that is possible. And historically speaking, yeah, there's a bunch of them, but they're not really good at it because they're not putting their heart in it, because their government has a boot on their neck. So that breeds lesser quality product, because happy cows make more milk. So all the governments are people farms, but America thinks that we're free. If we think we're free, oh, this is my company. Now I'm working 140 hours a week for years to get this thing off the ground. That's way different than, make a cell phone or die. Whatever. In China. So it made me think about IP, intellectual property, and I'm like, man, there's so much intellectual property out there, like, there's so much to be done, there's so many different ways. Then you got the AI tying up loose ends, but then kind of doing it half-assed. So whoever's running the AI is going to pick who's the next deal. So it still comes back down to business, and them good old boys, pay to play and all this kind of stuff has never been bigger. And can you execute? Can you execute? Now, I was watching a thing, and I see a guy promote a thing, and I know he knows it's not that. But I know it's profitable to act like that's what that is. I'm like, oh, snap. He's sold out. To whatever degree. You know what I mean? And, yeah, I see that in a couple of the entrepreneurs. And then I see that, and everybody sees it in Trump. They're like, is he doing this? Is he doing that? Whatever. And everybody's got their tit in the ringer. I'm out here driving this truck. Sure, I'm going to hand out some Bibles. Whatever. And, but I'm out here driving this truck to move the freight. I'm a cog in the wheel. We're going to use the money to pay the mortgage. Blah, blah, blah. Whatever. Play the game. So I'm a player in the game. So is this other fella that will remain nameless, and a few more like him, and the Trump administration, and the others. You know what I mean? And they're, saying things about, organizations, and which is which, and how do they operate, blah, 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 whatever. You're going through the bank to do stuff, and it's so obvious that they're fixing it. They're going to flip the board. You act like you're playing Monopoly, and then somebody gets pissed off and flips the board. That's fixing to happen, okay? Like the actual players, the elites, because we're all players. We're all intricately involved with the SWIFT banking system, controlled by the British. Make no mistake about that. They let us think that we won 1812. It's been fought since the Revolutionary War. Time after time, they're like, let them think they won. Like World War II, they're like, let them think they won. let's establish two rivals. We'll split the Nazis in half, put these over here and these over there, start an arms race, build our tech, come up with some robots and shit. So we ain't gonna put up with these thinking bitches that can just like rear up and kill us every so often with these revolutions or whatever, you know. So, yeah. And God sees all of it. God sees all of it. So the IP is everywhere. So what are you gonna do with it, man? Like, you know, it's out there. The guy said about Chevrolet, China stole their intellectual property, and the other guy's like, yeah, but they still can't build a small block Chevy like they did in the 70s or whatever, right? Like, it's not reliable. The 6.0 is like fantastic Vortec engine. The 6.2 blows up because the parts are shit. And, you know, and then I think he got like a 6.6 gas. That's solid valves and pushrod V8 that you can get in like a Chevy Express van now. That's just old school pushrod, no variable valves, and actually works. Probably one of the longevity champions. Like, we'll be talking about that one in 15 years if we're not, you know, all dead or Chinese or whatever. If we're still talking about Chevrolet V8s, we'll be like, man, they really did right by going back to the old school way of doing stuff, where we didn't need variable valves or turn the truck off at the stoplight, which is the stupidest thing I've ever heard of in my life. For real, for real. Anyways. Execution's all that matters. And everything I just said. It don't matter what you know, or what you think you know, or what you don't know. What are you executing on? The only thing that matters today is like, do I actually hand somebody this Bible and them actually read it for themselves? Do I actually, you know, inspire somebody to not burn in hell? That's my goal. Do I actually go from A to B driving the truck? Am I actually kind and gentle guiding my wife? Do I like not cuss my boss out for making me wait? You know, am I growing as a man? Am I executing in my exercise and studies and moving the ball forward towards my goal? You know what I mean? Am I taking the time to get disciplined, to read 10 pages a day, drink a gallon of water, do 2 workouts, and actually complete the 75 hard program with integrity? Like, am I actually executing on that? Have I made that enough of a priority to get squared away in my discipline via somebody else's program? And that's where I'm at today. That's where I'm at today. Like, I have to give up control of my property in Texas and let my wife take care of it because she's the one that's there. I'm not there. Super irritating. I have to do whatever the guy tells me to do. You know, my dispatch, whatever, operations manager. I have to be a good employee and do what they tell me to do and be where they tell me to be. Whatever. Also, quite the bitter pill to swallow. Oh, got me in the ego and the pride and the feels. You know what I mean? And now, on top of this, I have to submit myself to the 75 hard program. You know what I mean? I got to trust God that I'm just going to, like, you know, still have breath and a, you know, country. This whole thing ain't going to fold up or whatever. You know what I mean? I just got to give that to God and be like, cool, can't worry about that. That would be unbelief. So where am I at with all this? You know what I'm saying? Where am I at? What am I going to execute on? The only thing that matters is what I'm going to execute on. So I can be like, oh, maybe this, oh, maybe that, well, maybe this, maybe that. Well, if this, then that. Analysis paralysis sets in, sinks, and rots at my core, developing a root of bitterness, suffocating my hope and dreams and love. No. Fuck all that. Fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck that. I'm going to execute this 75 hard and make that the main priority. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to restart that sucker for today, and I'm going to document the journey. Let you know how it goes. I'm a little pissed off about it right now, just thinking about it. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I got to come on here and say that I'm actually doing this. Like, I feel like God Himself is leading me to come on here. And I'm just like, you know, okay, God, I'll do what you said. You know what I mean? That's really how I feel right now. Like I have to get squared away in my discipline. I have to. I have to. Ain't nobody else gonna do what He made me to do. And I'm stuck with it. So I have to do it. And to do any less would be, you know, spitting on Jesus' grave. You know what I mean? For me, I don't know about y'all, whatever you all want to do, but you know, I got plans that if I quit everything I'm doing and started today and focused 100% on that goal, man, it's like 30 years. You know what I'm saying? I'm 47 years old. I'll get squared away in discipline in the next couple of years. I mean, I'm gonna be 85 years old, trying to, you know, build an orphanage in some, you know, remote village somewhere. I like the sound of that thing. I can get fired up about that. Oh, I can't drink beer. Oh, well, I can't do this. Oh, well, I can't do that. You know what I can do? I can eat 3 pounds of flounder and 3 pounds of beef before I buy anything else